What's up guys, Cloudie here, checking in from the America server, and today I wanted to make you aware of the post made by GM Luckrock on Plug. Namely, this is like an information store about soul weapons. Now if you have been checking out soul weapons, you know that you can't really get the information on them inside the game unless you really have them. So you can't really see this information page unless you already own the soul weapon and have unleashed it. Even if you own it, you can't see this information. There's just no way to see it within the game. And to address that, Vespa had made a compilation of all the currently existing soul weapons. You can find them in this post, and I will put it into the description of the video. Now, one thing they point out that the content may slightly be different, as it doesn't account for the in-game variables, value count, and it doesn't show any numbers. For instance, it doesn't show how long things last, how many charges you have, what the cooldown is, these kind of things. Now, you were able to check these if you have something like a Discord server with Episbot, because she can list that, or there's also a website, I believe, that has this kind of information. But yeah, as said, there is no way to view this in game. And yeah, the problem with this kind of post is that it really just doesn't show the details. Like if you check Asalica here, you can see that it's like increasing magic damage the target takes, but for how long, how much it does, you do not know. Now I have been working on something like an index for soul weapons, and while this partly makes it moot, it's not quite there yet because it doesn't show any numbers. So in case of Asalica, let's just check how it actually looks like in game. This was provided by one of my friends or guildmates. I have been harassing them for months and months to get me all the soul weapon info. So you see here it says how much P defense. You get 60% for 10 seconds. If you go back to the post itself, it just says increasing PDEF for a certain time. It kind of does matter how much you get and for how long. So yeah, the post is not bad, but it just doesn't help that much. You get that, okay, it does 20 times. The damage doesn't matter because this is a tank. Sorry, I can't speak. But then again, increasing magic damage the target takes for by 2% for 5 seconds. This is again not listed in this one. So why doesn't it? It kind of matters because this stacks up 10 times, and it does matter if it's 10% or 20%. And then of course it can increase the maximum number of stacks. Sorry, that was me trying to scroll. So yeah, so now it stacks up to 20 times if you get the advancement phase 2, which means that the whole buff is now 40% for 10 seconds, because it also increases the duration. And it kind of matters whether it's 20% or 40%. So yeah, these kind of things are still missing. So I guess if I can get around to it, then I will try and make this compilation and also like give you some ideas about which soul weapon is actually good and which is only good on paper, because there are some, like my biggest regret, Shea, who looks great on the paper, but when you try to actually use it in game, then you realize that it's just not that great. So anyway, I wanted to just point you guys to this information. It is useful, don't get me wrong, and I'm really glad that Vespa is trying to make this available to players, because without those external sources you had no way of knowing. It's still not quite there yet, and I hope that actually we get to have this in game at some point. But yeah, so just wanted to let you guys know. I hope this information will help you maybe in deciding what character you want to go for the soul weapon of. And yeah, I hope it's helpful. This has been it for now. Cloudie out. See you in the next one. Bye bye.